Lesson 4, multiplying fractions. Okay, let's take the example of 7 divided by 9 times 12 divided by 14. What you do is you multiply the numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So you say 12 times 7 is your numerator. This is your numerator here. And 7 is 14. Carry the 1, 7, that's 84. And then we have 14 times 9. This is the denominator. We have 9 times 4, 9, 18, 36. Carry the 3. 9 plus 3 is 12. So it's 126. Now, the problem you have here is you have an 84 and a 126. Now you have to reduce this. So the way you do that is you break this down into prime numbers. However, an easier way is to do this prior to multiplying it. For example, let's do this again without doing that. So I'm going to recopy this. So I have 7 over 9 times 12 over 14. Well, this is equal to 7, and that's a prime number. 9 is equal to 3 times 3. Would you agree? And then 12 here is 2 times 6, and then 2 times 3. So that's what the 12 is equal to. And the 14 is 2 times 7. Okay? So now, if you notice, the 7 is in common here. When you multiply them, these will cancel out. It becomes a 1. It becomes a 1. This 3 cancels with this 3, and it's a 1. And you don't need a 1 here because you have the 3. And then these 2 cancel out in 1. So what do we have left? We have this 2 here times 1. So the numerator is 2. And the denominator is 3 times 1. This is your answer. Instead of having this 84 over 126 and having to get the prime numbers, it's much easier to do it down here with these numbers. Now, you don't have to break this down if you happen to see that 7 divides into 14 twice. Just be careful when you do that. All right, so let me show you that. Let me straighten this out for you. So I have 7 over 9 times 12 over 14. We know that 7 goes into 7 one time, 7 goes into 14 twice. Now we also know that 3 goes into 9 3 times, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. However, you notice you still have more to reduce. 2 goes into it 2 once, 2 goes into 4 2 times. So I think that method is going to be a little easier. So you have 2 times 1 is 2. You got 3 times 1, which is 3. Again, it's 2/3, doing a little bit differently, but these answers are the same. All right, that's multiplying fractions. So let's try dividing fractions now. Dividing fractions. Dividing fractions. So let's say we have 9 tenths divided by 3 fifths. Okay. The way you do this is, we know that when you multiply any number by 1, it's called the identity property, and nothing changes. So could I not multiply the numerator and denominator by 5/3 divided by 5/3? So if you notice, 5/3 is a fraction, 5/3 is the same fraction. If you divide this by this, this here is equal to 1. So when you multiply this fraction here by this, it doesn't change the value of this here. So you end up having this. Look, 5's cancel out, 3's cancel out, and up here you end up having 9 by 10, 9 divided by 10 times 5/3. So now you have just a multiplication problem instead of division. So this is the property where everybody will tell you take the denominator and multiply the numerator by the reciprocal. So you basically take 9/10, take the reciprocal, and look, that's what we get. And the reason is because we're actually multiplying it by 1 here. Alright, so now if you notice, 5 goes, so 10, we're going to rewrite it as 2 times 5. The 9 we're going to write as 3 times 3 times 5. That's a prime number, and this is a prime number. But if you take notice, 5 cancels with this 5, 3 cancels with this 3, and you end up with an answer of 3. There's a 1 here, and there's a 1 there. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. There's your answer. Or if you wanted to write it as a mixed number, this would be 2 goes into 3 one time, and then a remainder of 1 over 2. Either answer is right. This is an improper fraction. Improper fraction. And this is a what? A mixed number. We're talking about the 1 is the whole number, and this is a fraction, so that's why they call it a mixed number. Okay, what else do we have here? Alright, in lesson 5 you'll learn how to add and subtract fractions.